I'm working on my temperature blanket. It's the month of April that I'm going to continue working on. And I finished April 13th to April the 17th, and now I'm going to work on April 18th. So this is what it looks like with the warmer colors. So we're starting to get into the warmer colors as the temperature fluctuates. It's constantly fluctuating, so it's not extremely warm yet, but it gets up there and then it falls back down. So let's continue on knitting to see what colors we will be using and what the temperature will be like. All right, let's get knitting. I am now working on April the 18th, 72 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the mustard. And I'm going to add on varsity orange. So I'll just go ahead and add on varsity orange. So I just added on varsity orange, and I'm going to knit row 1 all the way across. April the 18th. Just knit all the way across. Tie this knot once, and then I'll tie it again when I come back. And just continue knitting all the way across. April 18th, 72 Fahrenheit. I'm using varsity orange. I'm just finishing up row 1, knitting all the way to the end. I'm going to continue knitting row 2, varsity orange, April the 18th, all the way across. So just continue knitting all the way across to the end. April the 18th, 72 Fahrenheit. I'm finishing up row 2, just knitting all the way to the end, garter knit stitch. I'm going to tie my knot twice. So I tied it once, tied again. And now I'm ready to start my new day. I'm on April the 19th and it is 53 Fahrenheit. I'm going to go ahead and cut off my varsity orange. And now I'm going to add my varsity green. So I'm just going to go ahead and add varsity green, 53 Fahrenheit, April 19th. I'm going to continue knitting row 1 all the way across. Just knit row 1 all the way across. I'm going to tie this once, and when I come back, I'll knot it again. And just continue knitting all the way across in varsity green. April 19th, 53 Fahrenheit. I am using varsity green, and I'm finishing up row 1, just knitting all the way to the end. Garter knit stitch. And now I'm going to continue knitting in varsity green, April 19th, 53 Fahrenheit, all the way to the end, row 2. Knit all the way to the end. April 19th, 53 Fahrenheit. I'm just finishing up row 2. I'm using varsity green, garter knit stitch. I'm going to go ahead and tie another knot at my ends. And now I'm ready to start my new day. All right, I am going to go ahead and cut off the varsity green. I am on April the 20th and the temperature is 68 Fahrenheit. I'm going to add on mustard. Gonna add on mustard. Row 1. And I'm gonna knit all the way across. Just knit all the way across. And I'm going to tie my ends once, and when I come back, I'll tie it again. Just continue knitting all the way across row 1. April 20th, 68 Fahrenheit. I'm using mustard for my yarn, and I'm just knitting at the end of row 1. I'm going to continue knitting row 2 in mustard. April 20th, 68 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to continue knitting all the way across. So just knit all the way across to the end. April 20th, 68 Fahrenheit. I'm using the yarn mustard, and I'm just finishing row 2, garter knit stitch, knit all the way to the end. I just knit it all the way to the end. April 20th, this was row 2, 68 Fahrenheit. And now I'm going to double knot to secure my ends. And now I'm going to start my new day. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the mustard yarn. I am on April 21st, 52 Fahrenheit. So we're back to varsity green. I'm going to go ahead, row 1, and add on varsity green. Continue knitting row 1, April 21st, 52 Fahrenheit, knit all the way across. All right, I'm just going to tie this once to secure my knot, and then I'll come back and tie it again. April 21st, 52 Fahrenheit, I'm using varsity green. I'm just knitting to the end of row 1, garter knit stitch, knitting all the way to the end. And now I'm going to continue knitting row 2, varsity green, April 21st, all the way across. So just knit all the way across. April 21st, 52 Fahrenheit. I'm using varsity green, knitting to the end of row 2, garter knit stitch. I'm going to tie my knot, double knot it. And now I'm ready to start my new day. All right, I am on April 22nd, 63 Fahrenheit. I'm going to cut off the varsity green. I'm going to go ahead and add varsity yellow. Row 1, I'm adding on varsity yellow. Just knitting all the way across. Row 1, just knit all the way across. And I'm going to tie this once, and then I'll tie it when I come back. Continue knitting row 1 all the way across, varsity yellow. April 22nd, 63 Fahrenheit, varsity yellow. I'm knitting to the end of row 1, garter knit stitch. I'm going to continue knitting on row 2, and I'm going to knit all the way across in varsity yellow. April 22nd, just knit all the way across. Continue knitting all the way across to the end. April 22nd, 63 Fahrenheit. I'm using varsity yellow. I'm finishing row 2, knitting to the end, garter knit stitch. I'm going to secure my knot at the end. And now I'm ready to start my new day. I have completed April 18th to April the 22nd. 2 rows per day, which means 10 rows. And this is what it's looking like. So the days are trying to get warmer, but we sprinkle in a little bit of the cooler days with the green, but we are running into more yellows, oranges, and rust for the warmer days. So we're trying to warm up. As you can see, the pretty colors are flowing through very, very nicely. And I'll start on April 23rd, another day. Happy knitting, everyone. Like, subscribe, and I'll see everyone next time.